Hi everyone, welcome to today's Hooray, it's Thursday. I'm Courtney and you're joining me for another Christmas card. Today I'm using Ornamental Christmas. It's one of my favourite stamping sets of the whole season this year. And I love it so much that I'm actually using it for my retreat in a couple of weeks. It's part of the Modern Christmas suite, but I'm not actually using the design series paper from that because I wanted to add some colour. Now I am going to go with a bit of a monochrome, for want of a better way of putting it, colour. The only ink I've got on my table is Real Red. The only coloured cardstock I've got on my table is Real Red. And I have got basic white and a little bit of designer series paper. So my design series paper is going to be doing the talking. Our design series paper is such high quality, it's so beautiful. You get, in each packet, you get 12 sheets. There's 6 different designs, 2 sides, so making it 12 different designs, and you're going to get 2 of each page. Now with that, the one that I'm using today is a specialty paper, and it's from the Traditions of Christmas range, and it's just beautiful. And I did show it to you last week, so if you missed last week's video, go and have a sticky at that. You'll find it on YouTube. You'll also find it in Facebook, but Facebook I find so much harder to find things. So head on over to my YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button because I'm trying to push those numbers up there. And yeah, let's get creating because, you know, on a bit of a time, a bit of a time challenge today. So I've got my trimmer with me. This is the bundle, Ornamental Christmas. We've got Christmas trees. The only stamp I'm using it out of it is essentially the Merry Christmas at this stage. I'm only going to use the Merry Christmas at this stage. I don't know what I'm going to put on the inside of my card, but we'll see. And I've mainly used the dies. Now the dies are quite fun. There's some beautiful baubles. You can use the circle as a bauble, which is what I've done. I have pre-cut some goodies, but that's what I want to show you. So this card, you can actually make a lot of them really fast. Okay, so I've pre-cut my 2 bases or two mats. So I've got a basic white card base. Let me find it. Basic white card base, which I've actually already folded. I don't know what I just did with my tree, with my, oh no. Oh, there it is. I've already cut my 2 pieces of white, one for the inside, one for the front, and my circle. Now, when you're cutting the circle out, this is the Traditions of Christmas paper. When you're cutting, if you're cutting your circle and you're making these cards, sorry, it sometimes goes a bit fuzzy because of the light, you can actually position it so that you can get a better piece. So I thought that was a nice way to do a bauble. I really like the back too of this one, but that's okay. I love the gold. Now, what I wanted to show you was I wanted to zhoosh some things up. That's a word we've been using recently. So with my piece of basic white cardstock, before I bring my trimmer in, what I want to show you is I'm going to just decorate that. If you only have the trimmer, and the trimmer is a fabulous trimmer, it's got a scoring tool on it as well. It makes a great addition to a joining kit. So I'm just going to stamp the Merry Christmas down here, like right down here in this bottom corner. Okay, and pop that aside. The trimmer is $44 if I remember correctly, RRP. The blades are $20, so that's what, that's $64 for. Actually, I think the blades are $20. I should have just checked that. I've got the screen open on the Stampin' Up page over here. Whoops, can't spell today. The blades, so they're $23. So the trimmer, if you're looking for a fabulous trimmer, let me tell you, this trimmer is ideal. Okay, the trimmer is $49 and the blades are $23. So that's going to come in at $69 plus 3 is $72. Now at the moment you can get it for $60. Now you're all going, huh? How do we do that? Well, if we're getting it for 60, we're going to join. And to join Stampin' Up, there is a link below, and you can actually just join at your leisure. But if you join in October, you can get $235 worth of products for $60. So you could get a trimmer, a packet of blades. If you want the metric tool, which I've got here, it turns this into centimeters. That's an extra $8. You can get all that plus a whole heap of other goodies for $60. So to me, that's a bargain. But I digress. Now, what I'm going to do, if you haven't got the score tool, which is another tool I haven't shown you, but you can find it in the online store. So have a look at that. What I'm going to show you is we're going to turn this over, and I'm going to score it, and I'm going to go in 1/2 centimetre increments. So that's 1/2 centimetre, and then I'm going to jump along to 1. I've got my cutting blade all the way down here because I don't want to accidentally use it. All right, and that's 1.5. So that's 3 lines, and I don't know if it's going to let you see them. See them there? Okay, and then I'm going to do the same. Start at 1/2 centimetre. I'm going to do the same across the top. And what I'm doing is just actually adding a bit of a visual change to my plain piece of white cardstock. Okay? All right. If you wanted it to be de-embossed, like if you wanted the lines to go inwards, you could. All right, it's a bit hard to see because it's white, but trust me, it's really pretty, okay? So now I've done that, and I can just add that to there, and it's just going to give it quite a stylish look. All right. So if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, how are you going to make this beautiful circle? And see, and that's the other thing too. You can add the cut and I've got something on there. You can add a cut and emboss machine to the $169 kit, and you can get a whole heap of extra stuff. And your $244 cut and emboss machine has become $169, and then you can get a whole heap of folders and dies and stuff like that. So essentially, both joining kits at the moment, which finish at the end of this month, I will say. I've already had 6 fabulous new team members. So the more the merrier. Finishes at the end of this month, and it's just, to me, it's too good to pass up. You could do your Christmas shopping. You could do, I'm just sticking this down as well. You could do your Christmas shopping. You could get some really fabulous kits for any of your friends or reallys that like to craft. Everything comes in the box for them. Now, there you go. Can you see them? It just adds that nice little something different. Okay. Now, I have cut this out already. Okay. And I have strategically placed it on my, that gold's going to make it so that everything is so fuzzy. I have strategically placed it so that my flowers, this flower here is going to go in the up direction. So I want it to hang about so, and then that's going to sit on top. Now I will be putting this on flat and that on with a dimensional, okay? And it just is going to create a really pretty little card. And look, that would work as well, just so that you know. You could make lots of these cards really quickly. Let's bring it down there a little bit just to make sure that, and make sure it's central. Okay, this guy's going to go on with a dimensional, which is hiding on my desk somewhere here. Oh, here's one. I just love these. Do you know what? They actually work if you put them in. If you put a tree on top of it, it works as like a tree skirt as well. So just saying, because that set's got those really pretty trees in it. All right, my take your pick tool is here. All right. Okay, and my bauble top, I want it to make, you've got to make sure it's straight. Now I can hide a multitude of sins. It's crooked. Okay, now it's not. All right. This is our white plain ribbon. It's a, it's just a plain white ribbon. It's going, I need to open it. It's got a nice texture. It's polyester, so it is, it ties beautifully, but it also colours very nicely. You could put, the gold works beautifully, but I just wanted to keep it quite stylish. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can make bows, and this is just one of the ways that I do it. I like to roll it over my fingers, create a loop, bring it round, and send it through. Now, everybody does it differently. Send that one through there. And you can roll it around a pen. You can do the fork method where you just use a couple of the tines on the fork. I think that's what they're called. Not sure. But I just want a nice, tight, neat little bow here. All right, just a nice, tight, little neat little bow. And then I trim them. I never cut my bows. I never cut my ribbon and then tie my bow. And the reason being is because I find I waste too much of my ribbon, which I'm going to waste some here, but I always waste the first bit. So if I was making more than one of these cards, I'd go along and I'd tie all my bows, and I'll show you what I mean. So I tie the first bow. All right. Should have done it before I cut that one off. Hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Tie my first bow. Nice tight little bow. And this is a, like, you can sit in front of the telly and do this. Tie my second bow. And then depending on how many bows you need, you just keep going along until you've got a whole row of bows. All right. And you will waste very little doing this, because then you can just cut in the middle of the two pieces, of the two bows for your bow. Well, aren't some of the ladies lucky on the weekend, because I've just made them some bows. All right. And then I've got three, and I just go along and I snip them in the middle of them. Okay. And really then only the first one is the only one that wastes a little bit, and you don't waste as much. Okay, but yeah, you could sit in front of the telly and do all those. So if you're making Christmas cards in bulk, or you needed to make quite a few bows, that's the way I would do it. Okay, now with my bow that I've prepared here, I'm actually going to stick it here. Now you will need glue dots for this, and there is a packet here on my table. With your glue dots, you may find that they're a little bit difficult to see. So if you're a bit blind like myself, if you get them in the light in the right spot, they're on this side. It's got like a printing of glue dots written on it. There's one there. I don't know if you can see it. See how it's a little bit shiny? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick which side of the bow I like the best. And I'm just going to stick my bow onto my glue dot. So if you had lots of cards that you were making, you could go along and stick all of your bows on glue dots, and then just come along like a big production line and literally pull them off. And I'm just going to stick that one there. Okay. And that is quite a nice stylish little card. Now, for my inside, I've got another piece here. That one just says Merry Christmas. Now, there's not really anything that goes with just the bauble. That's nice, but you would need something in the middle. I'm a bit hesitant to put a Christmas tree in there, mainly because it's sitting on the table at the back here. But I think if you wanted to, you could actually put a star. Now, the stars are really pretty, and I'm just going to do, and I'll do the same on my envelope. You could put a Christmas tree, you could put stars, you could put whatever you like. Oh, I haven't put any of those on yet, but I will be. And yes, I know I'm using red because this is what we call a monochrome card. So I'm just using one colour. So I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to add, oops, I'm all the way over there. I'm going to, oh, did you see that? See how I've got a little bit of a splot there? Let's cover that up. I didn't do that very good, did I? Okay. And of course, all of my, what are they called? Cleaners are on the table too. So we'll just grab one of those as well. Those ones are dry. It's getting hot here, so everything's like dried out, something chronic. You notice that even your ink pads, when there's no humidity, my ink pads end up so dry. It's not funny. Okay, you could put a bit of the matching designer series paper onto your envelope, but I find done it on there too. Try not to rock and roll your stars. Okay. Drats. I can't stick a gem there. I could, but Australia Post is not a fan of gems on the outside. But that's all right. We'll send it to someone else that won't notice, and they'll just be so glad that they've got a handmade card. All right, so let's put our inside in. Okay, let's get that off because I'm dealing with white. I need to clean my mat. It's got so many sticky bits all over it. Another demonstrator from I think from the States, I can't remember, was talking to us, and she was doing some sharing, and she said that the Stampin' Mist is fabulous for cleaning our mats, our glass mats. So I'm going to have to give that a whirl. Okay, so we'll just stick this one in here. And I reckon that if you had all this cut up and ready to go, you could make 10 of these in 10 minutes. Anyone up for the challenge? Right, or 10 cards in 20 minutes, just to give you a little bit of movement. And there's actually some fabulous demonstrators overseas that do that. These are the iridescent foil gems. They're just a pretty little gem that has a little bit of sparkle, but not a lot. And it's got it's hard to see, but it's got little gold flecks in it, but it's also got some other colours. And some of them, you'll notice that some of them have got more gold in them than others. So just be picky as to which ones you pick that you're going to put on, because you can put ones with more gold or you can put ones with less, depending on what it is that you like. And I'll put one there, and I'll come over and I'll grab a little one. This one doesn't want to play. Let's go to the other end. No, stuck fast now. Come on, guy. Let me see. Put that one up there, and I'll get another one of these, and I'll put it there. Okay, and oh, I'm sorry, it's a bit fuzzy. That's that gold. How's that? What do you reckon? Nice, quick, easy card today because we're on a time limit. But we also want to be able to make some very quick Christmas cards that are stylish yet very pretty. Okay? So let me, oh, sorry about the fuzz, guys. Let me just say, that's for today. That's today's Hooray. It's Thursday. Now, next week I'm actually working, so you're going to get a recorded video, and I will catch up with you all in a couple of weeks' time live. However, check in Thursday afternoons, 4 o'clock, and see what I've got.